Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into whether or not you can trust the person on your mind. And I have 3 piles to choose from, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is looking into whether or not you can trust the person on your mind. And I have oracle cards here. We're also going to pull tarot, and let's just go ahead and see what comes through. And as always, there's a trigger warning included in this. If there's anything that you don't necessarily want to hear, or you're not ready or unwilling to hear, then perhaps this is not the time to watch this video. I'm only ever going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing in the cards, but that doesn't mean that this is in fact your message. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. If nothing resonates, that's okay too. It's really important to always trust your own inner guidance, insight, intuition first and foremost. So with that being said, let's go ahead and ask the tarot. Can pile 1 trust this person? Can this person be trusted? Can pile 1 trust the person on their mind? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. Can pile 1 trust the person on their mind? We also have the Sun. We have the King of Wands. And we have the 2 of Swords. Okay, let's also go ahead and clarify these. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? We have the we have 2 cards. We have the Magician and we have the Hierophant. Okay. Why is the 10 of Pentacles here? Okay, we have the 3 of Swords. Why is the Sun here? We have the 2 of Pentacles. I'm going to go ahead and put these back. Why is the King of Wands here? Okay, I'll take that one and this one. So we have the Queen of Wands, and we also have the Page of Cups. And then why is the 2 of Swords here? We have the 4 of Cups. Okay, and then on the back of the deck, we have the 5 of Wands. Okay, and then for your oracles today, we have Perfection. We have Guide. The light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. And the shadow attribute places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. We also have Sunset Moth, and the key word is toxic. We have the Cave, and we also have Perseverance. Okay, so can you trust this person, pile 1? I would say, like, the fastest answer I could say is that no, it doesn't appear to me as though you can trust this person entirely. But there's a very specific message that's coming through, and it has to do with the Guide, as well as this 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. I feel as though the strongest area in which this person cannot be trusted has to do with worldly things, worldly values, perhaps finances. I sense that this person may be somebody who is somewhat of a mooch or a schmuck of some kind. And with the sunset moth here indicating toxicity, I sense that this person really isn't, it seems like this is a wolf in sheep's clothing with perfection and perseverance, as well as with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands here. It seems as though this person really, really appears to be somebody who is very compatible with you, very much so like a really compatible partner or future partner. But with the Page of Cups here, there's definitely a level of immaturity. And I think that there really honestly could be a lot of compatibility in a lot of areas, indicating, which is why we have this King and this Queen, these partners here, these divine counterparts. But I don't necessarily feel as though this person is very mature or has like a stable sense of self. It seems as though this person really has, it seems like right when you first see this person or meet this person, like this person has a lot going on for them. But I sense that a lot of it is a farce, and this person really hasn't done the amount of work that they need to do on themselves in order to actually be this King of Wands, in order to actually show up as their highest self. There's still a lot of immaturity here, and also I would say a resistance or a willfulness to continue down the path in which they are already headed. I don't see somebody who necessarily sees that they have certain aspects of themselves that they could nurture more or that they could challenge. I see somebody who has like an immense amount of confidence or like an inflated sense of self, that's like covering up how they really feel on the inside, which is as somebody who really doesn't actually have a whole lot of abundance within themselves. With this Page of Pentacles here, this is all, we have two pages indicating immaturity. And I think that so if I would say that if this person is like kind of appearing as somebody who is very wealthy or as somebody who is very successful, I would be very mindful of this, because it seems as though it might be more so an appearance or a facade rather than reality. Another thing that I'm getting is that like if this person appears to be somebody who is thinking in long-term type of goals, whether or not that's long-term goals for this connection or just long-term goals for themselves, it seems as though it's not genuine. Yeah, I feel very strongly as though this person has a lot of growing that still needs to be done, that they are resisting, as well as a level of like insecurity within themselves that causes them to, how do I want to say it? With the Five of Wands here, I feel as though this person feels very defensive. But it's like, it's an act of manipulation, whether or not they're aware of this or not. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, let's get some more oracles and see what else comes through. Okay, what does pile one need to know about the person on their mind? Okay, so we have never-ending story. What do they need to know about pile one? Unfinished symphony. What do they need to know? And we have a change in the wind. Okay. And then on the back of the deck, we have round and round. Yeah. If this person is like making it seem as though they are making serious changes to their life with this perseverance card and then a change in the wind, I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, they've made it seem as though they're making a lot of changes. This isn't true. We have never-ending story, unfinished symphony, and round. There are no changes actually happening here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull you guys some advice. Let's see what comes through in terms of advice. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to their connection? So we have friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. I think that this has there's like an underlying connotation here with this friendship card of boundaries, of creating boundaries, like of understanding that perhaps this person isn't necessarily a bad person, but they're unwilling to look at themselves in the mirror and they're unwilling to be honest with themselves. And it seems as though if they're, how do I want to say it? Like if somebody can't be honest with themselves and yet they're like parading around with this attitude of looking toward the future and knowing what's going to be coming for them, knowing what they're working towards, or making promises, those promises at times can be empty if this person doesn't actually know who it is that they are, what it is that they need to work on, what it is that they want. And I think that there's simply an underlying message of like creating boundaries, of understanding how deeply this person can meet you, if this is a connection in which you are wanting to continue to have in your life. But let's keep going. And obviously, if another message came through for you, you should listen to that first and foremost. What advice is there for pile 1? We have envy. I am the same as everybody with different challenges. This is interesting. I think that for some of you, another message that's now coming through with this envy card, as well as with the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords, is that this person may very well be envious of you in some sort of way, or be after the wealth or the happiness that you have acquired for yourself, and they wish to take some of that for themselves. And I think that this might be a message of warning in that regard. Or it could also be a message for those of you who perhaps, if you've been looking at this person as though they are somebody who has it all figured out, or somebody who's been very successful, this is a card calling you to recognize that this person, in fact, has challenges and struggles that they themselves are going through, and not everything is as it appears to be currently. Let's keep going. What advice is there for pile 1? And we have happiness. I am aware that being happy means I am on the right path. Yeah, so another thing that this card is calling on you to do is to ask yourself whether or not you are genuinely happy in this connection, or whether or not this connection brings you joy, brings you peace. Like there's encouragement here to be curious about what this connection actually brings you, not what you would like it to bring you. And from there, make judgments on whether or not this connection is serving your highest good, is helping you on the path that you are meant to be on. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 1. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. I love hearing about the ways in which these readings have resonated for you guys, so please feel free to share. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box of this video. And please subscribe and hit the notification button so that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi Pile 2. Today's pick a card reading is looking into whether or not you can in fact trust the person on your mind. And I already have oracle cards pulled. We're going to go ahead and shuffle tarot as well to see what else comes through. As with all of my readings, I'd like to offer a bit of a trigger warning. If there is anything that you are not wanting to hear, unwilling to hear, not ready to hear, that might potentially come through, then perhaps now is not the time for you to be watching this video. I'm only ever going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing in the cards, but that does not mean that the message in the cards is a message for you. So please, first and foremost, always trust your own judgment, insight, intuition before anyone else's. And take what resonates, leave the rest. But let's go ahead and get started. Can Pile 2's person trust? Can Pile 2 trust Pile 2's person? Can they trust them? Can Pile 2 trust them? Okay, so we have the World. Can Pile 2 trust their person? Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. Can they trust their person? We have the Moon. We have the Six of Swords. Can Pile 2 trust their person? Okay. And then we also have the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Why is the World here? Please clarify the World. Okay. We have Strength and the Two of Wands. Why is the Nine of Wands here? Oh, geez. Okay, I'm going to take this one and this one, and the rest are going back. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Why is the Moon here? Please clarify the Moon. We have the Five of Wands, and then why is the Six of Swords here? We have the Queen of Pentacles, and then on the back of the deck we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, and then I also have your oracles, and for that we have Gossip, Rock Hopper, and the keyword is equilibrium. We have Hedonist. The light attributes are inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. And the shadow attributes are pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. We also have the Bridge, Hawk, and the keyword for Hawk is house, and Facade. Okay. So, can you trust your person? From what I'm seeing, like the one really big message that's coming through is that I think that this person is really struggling currently with, knowing what it is that they want. Most specifically, I would say that this person might be somebody who really hasn't had a lot of practice when it comes to commitments, or perhaps monogamy, or deeply intimate relationships or partnerships. There seems to be a recognition here on your person's end of them desiring connection, most specifically with you, and also recognizing that perhaps if they were to take the easy route out, which would be to like kind of step away from something getting serious, they would end up losing something that means a lot to them. And so because of this, they seem to really be in a place right now where they are trying to find middle ground within themselves, where they don't necessarily feel so avoidant. Like they don't want to be in an avoidant type of behavior. But at the same time, they are recognizing that they need to find like a sense of equilibrium or gravity within themselves, some security within themselves, so that they don't have to act on this fear. I think this person is trying very hard to be brave, and it may be with the moon here and the 5 of Wands, it may seem as though this person has their defenses up, or it may seem as though this person is pushing you away in some regard. And obviously, if it seems that way, it's because that's what's happening, but there's like more beneath the surface here. I think for a lot of you, you may be inquiring about a person in the sense of, is this person seeing other people, or perhaps there's been gossip, or you've heard things about this person's past and you're wondering if perhaps they're kind of in the same type of energy as they used to be in the past, and that I think will resonate differently for a lot of you. It could be that in the past this person was a player towards the people that they connected with, or this person was somebody who perhaps was a gossip themselves. I think it's going to resonate differently for all of you, but I think that for the majority of you, you're inquiring about somebody when it comes to why they are behaving in a certain way, whether or not this has to do with but whether or not it has to do with fears, or whether or not this has to do with them having lost interest or found focus on another person. Like it's coming through pretty strongly, and the answer to that would be that no, this person isn't focusing on another person or going behind your back in any way. It seems like more so there's an internal battle going on that they are really trying to overcome. We have the 8 of Pentacles as well as the 7 of Pentacles. There's recognition here on this person's end that good things take time, first and foremost, but also that perhaps the fast type of lifestyle, if that's, I don't know how to really describe it, like the instant gratification that this person may be more so inclined to when it comes to being in their comfort zone. They're recognizing that that might not actually serve them in this connection, and so they feel a little bit outside of their comfort zone. But there's also a recognition here that if they were to be patient, if they allow things to kind of unfold and allow themselves to grow, allow themselves to explore aspects, new parts of themselves that perhaps they didn't even realize were a part of themselves, a lot of really good things are going to come their way, most specifically with this connection. And they're currently undergoing this like realization, or this understanding within themselves that they could potentially walk away from something very stable, but if they were to not give up, or if they were to continue pushing forward, continue working really hard at this connection, unimaginable growth and blessings would come this person's way, or would come this connection's way. So I think that this person is just really processing a lot and is really outside of their comfort zone currently. And I think that like there's a little bit of overwhelm with the world and the Two of Wands. I feel as though they feel like they have to make a decision, or they need to make a move of some kind fairly soon. And I don't necessarily see that happening with Strength here. It seems as though this person is really wanting patience, is really hoping that patience will be granted toward them while they kind of process what they're going through. But let's go ahead and get some more oracles and see what else comes through. What else does pile 2 need to know about this person? Yep, we have fork in the road. We have not for you. We have imagine, and then on the bottom of the deck we have a change in the wind. Yeah. I think that this person, like, this is confirming everything that I was just saying. This person recognizes that their own patterns of behavior are no longer working for them, or perhaps haven't worked in a very long time. They haven't been very honest with themselves. They've simply been doing what is comfortable for them. And they don't want to necessarily be in that energy anymore. There's changes coming this person's way. And they're envisioning what a life would look like if they were to step outside of their comfort zone. But at the same time, with a fork in the road here, I just sense that there's a lot of pressure that's being put on this person, or at least that's what's coming through in terms of how they feel. And they're recognizing that they need to make a decision. They need to take a step in one direction or another. And the directions that are being presented here are either stepping away and going back into their comfort zone, or not giving up. And it's the same thing here with imagine and not for you. There's an element here with not for you of giving up, and there's an element here of stepping outside of their comfort zone. So when it comes to whether or not you can trust this person, I don't see anything here indicating that this person is intentionally and directly trying to be deceptive toward you. I see somebody who is currently working through their own fears, their own self-doubts, and they're not sure what choice they are going to take, but they recognize that it's not necessarily fair to leave you in limbo. Whether or not they've communicated this with you, I guess, would be a completely different story. This could be something where I guess could be hidden from you, or they're trying to hide this need within them to decide, to make a decision. But I don't see energy here of somebody who is genuinely wanting to deceive you. Let's go ahead and get some advice. Let's see what comes through. What advice is there for pile 2? We have forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. And we have surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay, so what these cards are kind of pointing, like the direction of what these cards are pointing in, is a direction in which you kind of remove your focus on what this person's behavior is or on what this person's decisions are going to be, and instead redirect that focus to yourself and the ways in which you can allow things to unfold naturally. Like there's a lot here indicating that there could be resentment on your end, and obviously nobody has a say in what you do with the repercussions of somebody having hurt you in any way. So this is more like just gentle suggestions, what these cards are saying, but it seems as though it may be a benefit to kind of look forward rather than look back at what has potentially occurred in this connection in the past, or remaining stuck on what this person's decision might be. I feel like these cards are encouraging you to remember that your decisions, the direction you choose does not need to be dependent on this person. But obviously, if something else resonates for you, then that's more of a message for you than what I've interpreted these cards as. So please remember that. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box of this video. And thank you to those who have already subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button so that I'll have the chance to read for you in more videos soon. Bye! Hi pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into whether or not you can trust the person you're inquiring about. And first we're going to pull tarot. I already have oracles shuffled and pulled. And as always, I'd like to offer a bit of a trigger warning. If there's anything that you feel as though may come through that you're not necessarily wanting to hear or ready to hear, then perhaps now is not the time to watch this video. I'm only ever going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing in the cards, but that doesn't mean that what I'm seeing is a message for you. So first and foremost, please always trust your own judgment, your own insight before anybody else's. But let's go ahead and get on into it. Can pile 3 trust the person they're inquiring about? Okay, we have the Page of Wands. We have the Sun. Can pile 3 trust the person they are inquiring about? Okay. We have the Ten of Wands. The Seven of Swords, the Two of Cups. Why is, oh, okay. And we have the Magician, which was clarifying this. Why is the Page of Wands here? The Eight of Cups. Why is the Sun here? Judgment. Why is the Ten of Wands here? The Nine of Wands. And why is the Seven of Swords here? We have the Queen of Cups. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Okay. Then for your oracles, we have Quest, Elephant, and the keyword is carry. We have the Eternal Child, the child divine. The light attributes are innocence, purity, and redemption, suggests a special connection with the divine. And the shadow attribute is an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. And we have workaholic. Okay. So, can you trust this person? The first thing I want to talk about is obviously the Seven of Swords, because this can indicate deception. But it's come out right underneath this child divine. And I sense that perhaps in the past there was a betrayal of some kind, or there was reason to believe that something was going on. And it seems as though this person is making like an active effort currently to change that. With Quest here, I sense that this person is really on a path of discovery. And I see it here with this Eight of Cups as well as with the Page of Wands. This is all about exploring boundaries, exploring your horizons, looking beyond what has already been seen. And it seems like this person is really making an attempt to be a better person, is really wanting to, I almost get the feeling like of being reborn. We have the eternal child, the child divine. We also have the sun, which is indicative of inner child healing a lot of the time. We have judgment, which can be indicative of rebirths. And then we have the elephant, which in the keyword is carry. And what this word carry is indicating or alluding to is the fact that elephants are so profoundly strong that they can carry such large babies into for a very, very long time, while they're growing. My goodness, I did not say that eloquently at all, but it seems as though this person really is changing. I think for some of you, if there is a fear of perhaps infidelity in like the workplace, it seems to me like it may be more so like a fear because of the past than there actually being anything necessarily going on. It seems like this person may just genuinely be somebody who enjoys their work. And I think that that's a very specific message for a select few of you. But I do feel as though this person is working very, very hard, very adamantly at wanting to rebuild this connection. I don't think that this person wants this connection to be over, if that's been like something that's kind of been on the horizon or like been laid out on the table. It doesn't necessarily seem as though this person wants to give up on this connection, but they do want to provide you with space or take some space themselves to recover. But from what I'm seeing, this person really has a strong desire to grow. Another message that's kind of coming through here with the child divine, the Seven of Swords, and the Queen of Cups is that there could potentially be past wounds within yourself that have to do from your own childhood, or that have to do with like a mother wound of some kind. And from what I'm seeing, aside from the Seven of Swords, everything else is indicating like a genuine effort being put forward by this person. So it's either that there was a betrayal in the past, or there's wounds from one or both of yours past that are kind of spilling over onto this connection that really don't necessarily have a place here. But take it how it resonates for you. Let's go ahead and get some more oracles and see what else comes through. Sorry, I need to, there. Okay, what does pile 3 need to know about their person? So we have observer, a change in the wind. I think this is that's come through for every pile. What does pile 3 need to know? What else do they need to know? Time for a nap. Okay. And then on the back of the deck, we have a leg up. So this is, again, I'm not seeing anything here indicating mistrust. I'm seeing like perhaps a time where reflection is needed with time for a nap and observer. I think that this person is learning a lot and is willing to put in the work, willing to make changes. And this is very genuine. There's nothing here indicating that there's anything ingenuine about it. If anything, I would say with a leg up here, this person desires more closeness. This person desires more of a, like they want more energy put into this connection. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 3? We have peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. And self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Okay, so I think that this is more encouragement to, I think not even encouragement, I think that this is a kind of an affirmation, or it's affirming the fact that you deserve peace. And if this connection is not bringing it, even if there is effort on this person's end, then it's important to listen to that. It's important to listen to the feelings that you have. And I think with imagination and self-esteem here, this is reminding you how worthy you are of everything it is that you desire, and then some. And even if this person can be trusted, I think that this is a calling to just be a little bit curious about whether or not this meets your needs or your desires or all of your dreams, or whether or not this may be and I think that that's a very specific message, but I do see like an indication here of being curious about whether or not they're settling, or whether or not you're only accepting what you think you deserve rather than allowing yourself to expand. And yeah, but obviously if there's a message here that I'm not seeing that's resonating for you, take that first and foremost. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. And thank you to those who've already subscribed to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button so that I'll have the chance to read for you in more videos soon. Bye!